Good morning. Go away, leave this area because Herod wants to kill you. And then St. Paul, he says, put on the armor of God so that you may be able to stand firm against the tactics of the devil. So here's Jesus in Jerusalem, and the Romans, of course, are in charge. Herod is like fake in charge, and they want to put him to death. And then they do put him to death, and after he's risen from the dead, the Romans accuse his disciples of stealing his body, and then Christianity is outlawed. It's forbidden to be a Christian. It's forbidden to practice any faith but the pagan faith of Rome. And so St. Paul is saying, put on the armor of God, resist on the day of evil, have done everything to hold your ground. He says, our struggle is not with flesh and blood, but with the principalities, with the powers, with the world rulers of this present darkness, with the evil spirits in the heavens. And so nothing's really changed over 2,000 years. We continue to be at battle against the evil one. We continue to be at battle against the devil. We continue to be at battle against principalities, powers of darkness. Yet we hear the same words. Stand firm. Put on the armor of God. What is the armor of God? Prayer, fasting, the sacraments, striving to live a life of holiness. Put on the armor of God. Do the will of God. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Don't worry about persecutions. Just strive to be holy. Strive to do what is right. Strive to do the good in your own life. Control what you can do, right? We can't control what other people do. We can't control what politicians do. We can't even control what the garbage man does. We can't control anything beyond ourselves. I meant that literally, by the way, the garbage man thing. That was not a political reference. I thought about that afterwards. But seriously, like they say, oh, we're going to come on Friday between 9 and 10, and then they come Friday at like 4 o'clock. We cannot control the powers of this world. We cannot control the allurements of the devil, but what we can control is our reaction. What we can control is the way that we respond to temptation. What we can control is the way that we respond to evil, to adversity, to hardship, to suffering. And as I've said many times, we want to avoid suffering, but yet we know that suffering is inevitable, and we are called to embrace suffering. We're called to embrace our cross as Christ did. And so let us be reminded that Jesus was considered an enemy. The followers of Jesus after his death and resurrection and ascension were considered enemies, and that the devil has always considered us enemies. And so we strive to continue to put on that armor. We strive to continue to do his will so that we may resist evil and we may always do what is right.